All right, guys, first step of the day, as always, we're going 3 shoulder cars on each side, 3 spine cars, and 3 hip cars on each side. Let's go. Let's go left side first. We're gonna keep that shoulder nice and still, not letting that shoulder open up backwards when we start to come around, all right? Right side, we're gonna squeeze the fist a little bit, get a little bit of upper body tension. Left side, we're gonna turn the palm upwards. We're gonna squeeze inside. We're gonna make as big of a circle as we possibly can. All the way inside to overhead. We're gonna pause overhead with a nice straight elbow, trying to keep your bicep as close to your ear as you possibly can without shrugging your shoulder up. We're gonna come backwards. We're gonna start to twist. You're gonna start to come around. Again, that shoulder's gonna wanna open up, keep it forward. If you use a mirror, it's a great tool. Squeezing that arm behind you as big of a circle as you possibly can, starting to rotate, rotate, rotate. As far backwards as you possibly can without your shoulder turning, finishing at the bottom with this palm out, pinky forward position, okay? From there, nice straight elbow. We're gonna drive the thumb to the wall behind you, pause, and now start to undo that twist as you carve as big of a circle as you possibly can, nice and slow, squeezing a little bit through your entire upper body, trying to get every single muscle around that shoulder working. All the way back up to a nice straight elbow, palms facing in now, and rotating to your palm facing the sky, coming across the inside, not letting your shoulders turn over, but moving, squeezing that shoulder joint across as we come down. Always rotating, trying to keep that palm up as much as you possibly can. Back to the beginning. Okay, 2 more. No movement through the rest of your body. Everything else stays perfectly still. Nice straight elbow at the top. Pause there. Start to bring that elbow, the thumb behind you as we twist and rotate around as far back behind you as you possibly can. Squeezing all the muscles in your upper back to pull the shoulder blades together even. That'll help a little bit. Rotating, driving that movement as big as you possibly can. Around to the bottom, palm faces out. Pause there, straight elbow, thumb comes back to the wall behind you. And then start to undo that circle. Back to the top, pause to overhead, make sure your shoulder's nice and level. Palm faces up, scrape across the inside. Excellent, that's 2, 1 more. Really fight to make a huge range of motion on this 3rd rep. Now that everything's moving and working. When you get to a sticky point, spend more time there. Pause there. Everyone wants to kind of cut past sticky points, tough spots. You know, they're uncomfortable. They don't feel great. So no one wants to spend time there. You gotta do the opposite of that. If you get to a point that feels really uncomfortable, you'll feel that one in the hip cars for sure. You gotta spend more time there. You gotta slow it down. And the longer you spend time there, the more you can get those muscles conditioned to doing work that they're not used to doing, the more comfortable it'll be over time. All right, it's left side done. Let's switch over to the right side. Squeeze that left side. A little bit of tension through that fist and that arm. Palm faces up, carving inside. Nice and slow to overhead with a straight elbow. Pausing there, making sure the shoulders are level. So try to squeeze your bicep close to your ear. And driving behind, starting to twist, making a nice big circle. Now your circle might be smaller than my circle, but that's okay. It's not about making the biggest circle humanly possible. It's about making the biggest circle that your shoulder can make, all right? If you're coming around and it can only come out to the side here without your body twisting, that's fine. Then your circle is just that range of motion. That's totally cool. All right, palm faces out, pinky forward, thumb comes behind you to the wall, back behind you. Pause there, squeeze out a little bit. And start to come around. Starting to untwist. Shoulders stay nice and level. No movement anywhere else in the body. Shoulder comes overhead, palm faces in, pausing there. Shoulders are level, rotating to palm to sky. Carving across, squeezing the chest a little bit to get around there. Big circle. Excellent. We got 2 more. Using a mirror here is great because you can check yourself and make sure that your elbow's straight, your shoulders aren't twisting, You're not compensating for movement anywhere else. Everything's staying within that shoulder joint that we're trying to target. And it's also good because over time, you can see these movements getting a lot smoother with practice. So if you don't have a mirror, a full body mirror that you can set yourself up in with enough space, recording yourself on camera is also a great idea in order to track your progress and just kind of, you know, like a film study for a sporting event. You know, you got football players go watch films after games. If you record yourself doing your cars, you can kind of go watch those videos afterwards. Double check yourself, make sure everything looks pretty, and you know what to fix the next time. All right, this is the third one, so we're making a huge circle here. Again, not compensating through movement anywhere else in the body, just trying to expand that shoulder joint movement as much as you possibly can. Trying to squeeze muscles to get that shoulder to move. Squeezing muscles to come up and around, squeezing muscles to twist, squeezing muscles. We're not just moving passively, we're moving actively here. We're using your muscles to move. We're not just flopping your arm around. I'm getting some funny looks from the apartment across the street. A couple people on their balconies watching. This is stuff that not a lot of people do, but it's super effective, super helpful. So there's our shoulder cars done. We're gonna move on to 3 spine cars. All right, grab yourself a seat, nice and steady, knees at about 90 degrees, feet flat on the ground. Hands come up to shoulders, okay, crossed over. So all the movement again comes from the upper half of the spine, this lower back and hips. They don't move, they just stay nice and solid, holding you upright. All right, so we're gonna start by crunching forward, just bending at the upper back, not the lower back. It doesn't move. Twisting, let's start to the right, twisting to the right, dipping that left shoulder down. Now we're gonna bend to the right, picking that left shoulder way up, tucking the right shoulder in, and making a big rainbow arch up and around. Not just moving your elbows, but trying to extend your entire vertebra or spine, vertebral column, whatever you want to call it. We're going to come into a sideways bend on the left side, dipping the left shoulder. The right shoulder comes up nice and high, and we're going to go into a twist, dropping the right shoulder down a little bit, and crunching forward. There's one. And you'll notice that your hips want to twist. Don't let that happen. Okay, crunching forward. Going to the left this time. We're going to twist, dipping the right shoulder down. Coming into a lateral bend on the left. Squeezing the left shoulder down towards your hip. Picking the right shoulder up a little bit. And now sitting nice and tall. Extending. Big rainbow up and around to the right. Coming into a lateral bend on the right. Squeezing that right shoulder towards the floor, picking the left shoulder up a little bit, and now twisting and dipping the left shoulder a little bit. Short, shallow breaths, and crunching forward. The amount you should be using your core here is crazy, so it's going to make it a little bit harder to breathe. So just short, shallow breaths so you can keep a little bit of core tension the entire time. Not squeezing too hard though, or else you won't be able to move. That's 1 down. We got 2 more. Just follow along. Starting with the right. Twist into a side bend, up and around, into a side bend, and a twist. We ain't going the other way. To the left, into a side bend, big rainbow. One more. If you want to, we can even switch your hand position here and change it up a little bit. Sitting nice and tall always. Alright, spine cars are done. Go find a wall or a railing or something to hold on to. We got hip cars coming up. So I'm gonna use this railing for a solid support. I'm gonna start off using the outside leg moving, okay? Left side, inside leg is pushing down into the floor, pushing my head up as nice and tall as I possibly can. Other arm comes out, squeezes a little bit for some upper body tension. I'm gonna hold myself super steady. The knee comes up and the ankle comes up to rotate super hard as you can. And we're gonna open it up, bring that hip to the outside, pause there. Squeeze your glutes, don't let your hips open. Nice straight bottom leg, pushing your head up tall, rotating the ankle up to the sky, making the shin nice and flat to the ceiling, making a big circle around, squeezing your butt to do so, putting that foot down. Don't let your knees come in front of each other. Tuck the heel up to the butt, squeeze that hamstring just a little bit, bring that leg around into that flat shin position, standing nice and tall still, bottom leg stays straight, rotating to a stacked shin, ankle under knee. Try not to let your hips turn once again. Nice straight bottom leg. Come all the way up and across into knee flexion with external rotation. Driving the ankle up. Your knee might want to cave here so you can get your leg higher. Don't let it do so. Just get up as high as you can and put it down. That's 1, 2 more. Nice and slow. Just follow my speed. Try not to lean left or right too much. You're using your support for balance, but you're not leaning into it too much. You're standing straight up on that bottom leg. Heel comes to butt, up and around, rotating, squeezing your glutes to do so. Up and over. Here, straight bottom leg, head up to ceiling, and put your leg down. We got 1 more. Knee comes up, ankle comes up. Shift to the outside, squeeze the glutes, rotate. Try not to let your spine do any compensations here. Pause, and come around. Put it down. We're going the other way. Last one. Excellent. Now exactly what I was talking about before. If you get to a point that's sticky, you get to a point that just doesn't feel good, spend more time there. Slow it down. Hang out there for a little bit longer. You're going to wake those muscles up. You're going to get used to them. You're going to get used to using them to make these movements. It's going to get a lot easier in the future. All right, let's go other side. Nice and tall, pushing into the ground. Knee comes up, ankle comes up into external rotation. Pause there. Don't let that knee buckle. Open it up to the outside. And rotate. This is usually the part that gets everybody. Spend some time here. We're going to pause for a couple seconds. And bringing it around. You can use this hand as feedback if you want to. You notice that's what I'm doing. My left side, I got a really hard time not moving my lumbar spine. So you kind of use my hand here to remind myself to keep it nice and straight. Heel comes up to butt. Up and around, squeezing the glutes right in there. Rotating to a stacked shin. Coming up and across into some crazy knee flexion. Keep that ankle nice and high, external rotation, and putting it down. There's 1. We got 2 more. Just follow my speed. Don't go too fast. Nothing else in your body moving, just that hip. Up and over. Keep that bottom leg straight. It's probably going to want to bend here. And put it down. Last one. Pause here for 5, 4, oh my God, 3, 2, 1. And bring it around. Oh, I do these every day and they still suck. Beautiful part. So no matter how good at it you get, you can always push yourself as hard as you possibly can. So you know, it's just like the gym. If you're getting stronger, you can just load more weight and always push yourself to failure, right? No matter how many times I do hip cars, I'm always trying to push myself to the extreme edges of my range of motion. You can make it as hard as you possibly want to, and that's the key here, is not just half-assing it. If you half-ass these, you're not going to get half the benefit. You're going to get no benefit at all. You need to be moving as big as you possibly can, using your muscles to scrape the edge of range of motion. That's the only way you're going to get better at them, okay? Practice these every day. If you're on my program, go down to the next video. We'll move on to the next part for the day.